So hi there everyone, welcome back to the Match Fishing Magazine YouTube channel. We're just out today fishing at Makins on Lake 3 and we're out testing the Nytro Impax range of rods. Now Nytro say this is their entry-level range and it consists of 6 rods, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13 foot. So this is the Impax all-round range, all-rounder. Now these rods are designed, as the name suggests, as all-round models to cater for everything you're going to need on both natural venues and commercials like where we are today. So it's absolutely freezing day today. We've got wind, we've got rain, and the water temperature is really, really dropped. This is the first bite of the day. We've just been really patient, just fishing a little tiny feeder out in the deeper water there, and the rod's just ripped round. This is the second cast of the day. It's been really patient and it's gone round after about 23 minutes. So I've got it on a stopwatch there, which is what I was just checking. Little tiny orange wafter, just some 2mm Fishery pellets, and just basically playing a real patience game. So I'm using the 10-foot all-rounder, which is going to be perfect for kind of this sort of fishing where you're going to need to fish maybe close or medium sort of range. We'll just let that one take some line off the drag. But there's plenty of fish in here. You know, it is a well-stocked lake, and so that's why we've sat here to maybe give ourselves the best chance of catching something in these adverse conditions. There we go. Nice little mirror. Lovely. Really pleased with that, considering how cold it is. It's one of them days when you never know if you're actually going to get a bite or not, but on this occasion the patience has paid off. I'll just hold this one up for you and show you. Not a big fish by any means, but a lovely little Makins mirror. So let's slip this one back and take a closer look at some of the specs on the rod. Well, can you believe it? Another bite. I know it's probably not coming across on camera, but I mean, it is absolutely Baltic today, the conditions. We're just off the back end of the storm that we've had in the country as well, so the wind's pretty bad. As I said, the water's really dropped clear. The fish that I've had so far, it was absolutely like a block of ice, as you can imagine. But this is what we're dealing with when it's winter fishing, you know? And I think this is where the tackle that you're using can really make a difference. Because with these rods, so these Nytro Impax Allrounder are designed, you know, to be exactly what they say on the tin. You know, they're all-round rods you can use all throughout the year. In the summertime when you're going to be bagging, and maybe in the wintertime like now, when you need to kind of land every single fish that you're hooking. So I know I mentioned already, but this is the 10-foot model that I've chosen to use today. I've got the 8-foot there as well, which is the shortest one in the range. But it's just, they've got lovely progressive through actions, but still got that little bit of power in the middle as well. You know, when say I was fishing with a 10-footer and I wanted to be able to punch that feeder just a little bit further, I'm going to be able to do it with this rod. But looking down the rod here as I'm playing this fish, they've got lovely progressive actions. They've got this Nytro's carbon curve technology as well, and the rods are made from 24-ton carbon. So, oh, that one's having a little go there. But yeah, this time of year it's just about really taking your time, and you do need rods that aren't too stiff if you're going to land every fish, or the majority of fish that you hook. I've got a tiny, I say tiny, but quite a small hook on. I've got a size 16 eyed hook, 0.17 hook length, but I'm using an inline feeder, so I don't have that luxury of elastic in the feeder to compensate for any lunges. That's a personal preference, personal choice today, because you can use elasticated feeders here at Makins, but it's just something that I've chosen to fish with today. and I'm just chucking down the middle in the deeper water, basically just trying to find some fish and get a bite. So it's fantastic to get a bend in the rod at this time of year, because it really is cold. One of those days when your hands start to hurt and you're thankful that you brought a flask with you. This one, I've just seen this one flash underneath the surface here, because it's so clear. You can see the fish down a couple of foot under the water. But with these rods as well, you're getting 2 tips. They're 2.5 mil diameter, but you're getting 2 tips with every rod, which is really helpful. So I've got the orange tip in, and you also get a yellow one as well. So that's going to be useful for, you know, different lighting conditions, and also they're different strengths as well. I think they're supplied with everything from 3/4 of an ounce up to about 2 ounce throughout the various range of rods. I'm going to double check my facts on that, but I think that's about right. Just need to get this one to come up and we can get it in the net. Here we go. I think he's coming up, is he? Here we go. Nice common this time. Nice little common. Lovely. I tell you what, it's like an absolute block of ice. Freezing cold, as you'd expect this time of year, but it just goes to show that, you know, if you're going to be patient and you want to be out braving these conditions, then there are some fish still to catch. Let's just go over some of the details of this rod range. So the Impax Allrounder, so it consists of 6 rods. So you've got an 8 and a 9 foot, which are going to be perfect for sort of like picker rods, shorter range, when you're fishing on naturals or commercials. You got the 10 and 11, which are going to be better for your kind of medium range, general all-round rods. You might want to fish maybe up to sort of 40, 50 meters with the 11 foot. And then you've got the 12 and the 13. So 12 is going to be maybe for sort of 50, 60 meter range. And the 13 foot is going to be much better for longer distance fishing. They've all come with these through and progressive actions. And I think one of the key things to point out is that, as the name suggests, they're not only for commercials, but they're also for natural venues and silverfish as well. So essentially you've got one complete range of feeder rods, all the way from 8 to 13 foot, that's going to do you for all your types of fishing that you're going to do throughout spring, summer, autumn and winter. There's a lot of features packed into these rods, really nice through progressive actions. They're made with 24-ton carbon, as I mentioned. Nice slim blanks as well. And they've got these really kind of lightweight, Nytro are calling them minima guides. So really nice and lightweight. So what can often happen is if you've got a really lightweight blank, but you put heavy rings on, you know, it can really affect the balance of the rod. But this 8 foot one that I've got in my hand right now feels really nice and crisp and really responsive. And the lightweight guides are really contributing to that. With each of the rods, you're going to get 2 tips. They're 2.5 mil, but in the range, the tips are all carbon, but they range from 0.75 ounce, 1 ounce, 1.5 ounce and 2 ounce. So depending on which length rod you get will depend on which 2 tips you receive with that rod. The rods also come in a nice rod bag to keep it nice and safe, and these orange and yellow tip colours on the tips as well, just to help cope with different lighting conditions, or you may have a preference fishing orange or red tips. Down to the handle and the details down here, really nicely finished blanks. The price on these, which I'll tell you in a minute, you kind of wouldn't imagine that you'd get this level of detail, but you've got really nicely finished blanks. You've got a hook keeper here on the underside, an oversized hook keeper, and then you've got this, you know, screw down reel seat, which is going to keep your reel nice and secure against the blank. You've got this part cork, part kind of duplon as well. If I spin this round, you can see there's some really nice details, and if you can just pick up the Nytro logo on that section there, and then on the end of the handle as well. Nice little finishing touches, finishing details, even the little red accents that you've got around here. All the little details on here really kind of lead you to think this more premium range of rods. But in actual fact, the prices range from $39.99 to just $59.99. So there's absolutely loads to love about this range of Impax Allrounder rods from Nytro. If you want to know a little bit more information, then don't forget to check out the Nytro website. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I've had a great day out here in the freezing cold fishing with these rods. The 10 footer that I've used today has been brilliant. Can highly recommend it, and I mean, for the money, you really can't go wrong. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one right here on the Match Fishing YouTube channel.